All right, so for problem number 9, same graph, but it says, what are the intervals where the function's values are negative? Okay, so what they want to know is, I'm going to write this in student language. It says, when is f of x, students probably wouldn't say f of x, but when is f of x negative? So here's what we're looking at. F of x refers to which variable, x or y? Y. So, so what we're really referring to is this part of the graph. Anything below, right? Because that's when the y values are negative, right? Does that make sense? All right, so let me clear that out. So anything below that. So that means we're looking from here to here. That means, well, actually, let's do it this way. Here to here, and from here to here. So my answer then would be when, whoops, wrong one. When now we got to think in terms of x. I'm starting here and I'm going this way in the x direction. So how do I write that as a relative domain? Is that less than or greater than -3 if I go to the left? When x is less than or equal to -3, or what about from here to here? What are the x values? How do I write that? What's the lower boundary for that interval? -1 to well, what's this value for x? 2. That's problem number 9. That wasn't that hard, was it? So let me recap that, because some of you guys were looking around and I don't know if you were trying to write stuff down, but what we're looking for is what is the interval from here to here in the x direction. So f of x is negative below the y-axis when x is -3 or less. When it's less than or equal to -3. It's also, the y values are negative when x goes from -1 to +2. From here to here in the x direction, this down here is negative. Does that make sense? Well, we just, it doesn't matter what the graph is. We're just looking for where, at what point on the graph. So if you follow the graph, right, you follow the graph negative, 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 boom, boundary, right? So what's this boundary? No, it's -3. Well, yeah, if I were to ask you the question, when would this thing be positive, then we would say -3 to -1. Does that make sense? Okay, this is a good question. Yep, 2 to infinity. Yep. Yeah, you could write this first portion. Technically, this part right here, you could write this from -infinity to -3. But remember, a long time ago, I said it could be written either way. We tend to do the way that I wrote it down because it's just simpler. Mathematicians love abbreviations and